year was 2124, and Earth had changed beyond recognition. Cities had grown taller, wider, smarter, but colder. People no longer walked in streets. They moved through data streams, augmented reality corridors, and autonomous transit networks. Humanity had achieved efficiency, but at a cost. Curiosity, wonder, and emotional unpredictability had been largely engineered out of society. And then she came. No one knew her name, her origin, or even if she truly belonged to any known alien species. She appeared quietly in the night sky, a shimmer of silver light streaking above the Pacific Ocean, and within hours the world's satellites had captured her descent. Governments debated whether she was a threat, a visitor, or something else entirely. Lena, no, the humans began calling her the alien, did not answer their signals. Her craft was sleek and white, glowing faintly with a soft blue luminescence, shaped in curves that defied human engineering logic. She landed in a remote valley in what had once been Northern California, now a sprawling ecological preserve protected by layers of automated drones and security grids. By the time the first reconnaissance drones reached her location, she was already outside, walking among the trees. Her form was humanoid, slender, taller than most humans, with luminous skin that seemed to ripple with internal energy. Her eyes were silver gold, reflective yet impossibly deep, observing the world with something akin to empathy. And she refused to leave. For days, humanity watched her. News networks broadcast live feeds of her movements. Government agencies sent emissaries to contact her. Scientists proposed tranquilizers, drones, and even neural mapping devices to study her brainwaves. But she remained silent, seemingly immune to all coercion. Yet she did not act aggressively. She did not attempt to flee. She simply observed. She walked through forests, touched the rivers, examined the rocks, and crouched to watch the smallest creatures. Insects, amphibians, birds. To the humans watching on millions of screens, it was both mesmerizing and unsettling. Dr. Aidan Carlisle, one of the leading exobiologists, was assigned to the observation mission. Sitting in a glassed-in lab hundreds of kilometers away, he studied the feed obsessively. "Why is she still here?" one of his assistants asked. "Because she chooses to be," Aidan replied, "and that terrifies us more than any weapon." She moved as if in tune with the Earth itself. Satellite data revealed that her craft required no fuel intake, no emissions, no human infrastructure. It seemed almost alive, reacting, breathing, and adjusting to the environment autonomously. The more humans monitored her, the more their own systems faltered. Traffic grids slowed inexplicably. Satellite relays dropped frames. Communication satellites recorded bursts of interference coinciding with her movement pattern. She was not just present. She was alive, integrated, and unaccountable. At night, the alien would climb a hill near her landing site. Humans noticed that when the moonlight touched her, her skin reflected the constellations perfectly, aligning with every star in a pattern that human astronomers could not explain. Some theorized she was scanning Earth's energy fields. Others thought she was sending a signal. Then she began to interact with humans, though never directly. She approached research drones, touching them lightly with her fingers. Machines hummed and froze, then began recording patterns that resembled abstract art more than data. Scientists found encoded sequences in the drone memory, messages, instructions, or something entirely alien. Attempts to decode them produced equations, symbols, and harmonic frequencies unlike anything known to human mathematics. Yet she never hurt anyone. Her presence sparked both awe and paranoia. Some factions wanted to destroy her immediately. Others argued that she might be a key to faster-than-light travel or advanced energy sources. Most, however, simply watched, entranced. Humanity was learning humility in a way it hadn't experienced in centuries. Within 2 weeks, thousands had gathered near her landing site, not to confront her, but to see her. Scientists, reporters, activists, and curious citizens ventured into restricted zones. Drones recorded their behavior. Some bowed instinctively, others wept, many simply stared, transfixed by the alien presence. She observed them all without judgment. She walked slowly among them, her eyes meeting theirs briefly. And with each encounter, humans began to feel something they hadn't in decades: wonder, fear, empathy. For the first time in decades, humanity's screens did not mediate their emotions. The world had changed in subtle ways. Humanity's collective attention shifted almost unconsciously toward her. Social media feeds were flooded with live drone footage, each clip dissected frame by millions. Governments tried to impose restrictions, but public curiosity and fascination made enforcement nearly impossible. Dr. Aidan Carlisle noticed something strange. The alien wasn't just a passive observer. Every human emotional spike, every gasp, every movement near her seemed to ripple across her own body. Her luminous skin would shimmer subtly, patterns changing in complex sequences. It was as though she was reading the collective emotional state of every human within proximity. "She's not monitoring us with instruments," Aidan said during a briefing. "She's feeling us." "Feeling?" an analyst scoffed. "She's alien. How can she experience our emotions?" "That's the point," Aidan replied. "She's teaching us what it means to feel again." As days passed, more incidents occurred. A journalist approached her under heavy security. He held a microphone at arm's length, expecting silence or resistance. The alien reached out and touched the device lightly. Instantly, the microphone emitted a soft harmonic tone. When the journalist played back the recording, he wept uncontrollably. No words were spoken, yet the tone conveyed profound understanding, grief, and empathy. It was the first unmediated, unfiltered emotional experience in decades. Humanity had become numb to emotion, relying on curated media to dictate feeling. But now raw emotion surged back, unexpected and overwhelming. Governments panicked. Military councils convened. Intelligence agencies demanded immediate extraction. "She cannot remain," one general stated. "We cannot risk uncontrolled influence." But when drones approached with orders to contain her, something remarkable happened. They did not malfunction, they froze. Moments later, they disengaged completely, floating harmlessly away. Signals to override her presence failed. It was as though Earth itself had conspired with her. The planet responded to her presence, subtly reshaping electromagnetic fields, environmental patterns, even gravitational microfluctuations that kept human technology in check. Humanity's fascination turned to reverence. People ventured closer to see her, often ignoring warnings. A young girl approached, holding a small mechanical bird. The alien knelt, extended her hand, and touched the bird's wing. The metal shimmered briefly, transforming into a small glowing creature that fluttered around the child's head. The girl laughed, a sound humanity had almost forgotten, pure, spontaneous, and filled with delight. Spectators around them cried, some for joy, some for memories long suppressed. Even hardened scientists and military officers began reporting unexplainable dreams and emotional spikes. Humans were reconnecting to sensations buried for decades. Dr. Aidan Carlisle attempted direct contact again. This time he tried speaking not with instruments but with pure intent. "Why are you here?" he asked. Her eyes met his. No words, no sound, but in that instant he understood. She was not here to conquer, to negotiate, or to extract resources. She was here to remind humanity what they had lost, and perhaps, if humans were willing, to show them what they could become. Weeks passed. Governments attempted indirect strategies, media campaigns downplaying her influence, sending propaganda about alien threats, and even attempts to replicate her biology in labs. All failed. People continued to flock to the valley, drawn inexplicably to her presence. Aidan noticed a pattern. The alien's interactions triggered neural responses in humans that mirrored her own. Those exposed repeatedly began experiencing enhanced empathy, heightened creativity, and a profound sense of connection to one another. Emotional suppression systems, once mandatory for public order, began failing naturally. Human emotion, it seemed, could not be contained once awakened. But not everyone was pleased. Certain factions within the United Nations called for immediate neutralization. Dr. Carlisle watched as military plans were drawn, precision strikes, containment domes, even experimental neural suppression targeting her species specifically. The alien did not flee. She did not fight. She merely continued to walk among humans, observing, teaching, touching. And then, on the 30th day, something unprecedented happened. A human child ran toward her without fear. She extended her hand. The child's parents shouted warnings, but the alien simply absorbed the human energy, projecting it back in a pulse that radiated empathy, hope, and calm. The child laughed, and nearby humans experienced a simultaneous, uncontrollable emotional resonance. It was the first collective, unmediated emotional event on Earth in over 80 years. The military froze, the world paused, and humanity realized finally what had been missing. The valley had become a pilgrimage site. Thousands of humans, all eager to witness her, had gathered at the edge of the forest where she walked daily. Satellite drones still monitored, but their sensors reported anomalies they could not explain. Fluctuating electromagnetic pulses, altered neural activity in observers, and environmental shifts that seemed to respond to her presence. It was on the 45th day that the first direct confrontation occurred. A coalition of military scientists and field operatives entered the valley with precision drones, containment pods, and neurosuppressive emitters designed to immobilize her. Their orders were simple: neutralize, capture, or remove her by force. She did not retreat. Instead, she walked toward them with measured steps, her silver-gold eyes reflecting every approaching weapon, every nervous human officer. The drones hovered, emitting pulses intended to disrupt her neural patterns. Instead, the pulses refracted, bending harmlessly around her as if she were part of the environment itself. A human officer shouted, "Fire at will!" But nothing happened. The weapons misfired. Electronic systems froze, radios crackled and died. For the first time in decades, humanity felt uncertainty, not just in theory but in reality. Their technology, once absolute, had no authority here. Dr. Aidan Carlisle, who had been observing from the command center, realized what was happening. "She's not attacking," he whispered. "She's overriding our systems, not with force but with awareness. She's teaching us to feel again." The alien paused in the center of the valley, her arms outstretched. The thousands of humans around her instinctively fell silent, hearts hammering as a subtle wave emanated from her being. Those nearest felt the first pure, unfiltered emotions they had experienced in decades: fear, awe, joy, grief, and empathy, all coexisting at once. Even the soldiers froze. The child who had run to her weeks before now stood beside her, unafraid, eyes wide with wonder. The pulse continued to expand, moving through every human neural network in proximity, bypassing technological suppressors. People collapsed, some crying, others laughing uncontrollably. Emotion, once controlled and muted, surged back into the world like a storm. Governments scrambled. Emergency signals, tactical alerts, and global communication networks tried to contain the chaos, but it was futile. The alien had transcended control. Her presence had become a catalyst for humanity's awakening. In the midst of the chaos, Dr. Carlisle finally approached her in person, stepping cautiously into the field. His heart raced, not from fear of violence, but from the overwhelming wave of sensation she radiated. "You could destroy us all," he said. "You could leave, and humanity would crumble under its own suppressed desires. Why haven't you?" Her eyes met his, luminous and infinite. In a moment that transcended words, she conveyed a simple, profound truth. We are only alive because we feel, and we cannot be truly free if we are afraid to feel. It was a lesson no human government had ever learned, a principle no machine could calculate. As the days passed, humanity began to change. Military forces withdrew. Surveillance drones stopped following her. Media outlets replaced fear-based coverage with stories of the awakening. Artists, writers, and musicians who had abandoned their crafts for decades returned, inspired by the surge of unfiltered human emotion. Even the cities themselves seemed to shift. Street lights flickered irregularly, vehicles hesitated at intersections, crowds moved unpredictably. Humanity was messy again, but alive. The alien did not interfere beyond her presence. She walked among humans, observed, and occasionally touched objects or people, leaving trails of subtle transformation. Those who experienced her touch reported heightened empathy, profound insight, and a sense of connectedness to the world around them. In one of her final acts before departing,